Another day, another battle. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the battlefield, but this is not your typical average battlefield. Today, we are going to witness a conflict, a bloody conflict on one of the most famous battlefields in the world. Welcome, guys, to the battlefield of Waterloo. Now, this is not a historical scenario. I mean, it kind of is, but the factions are different. So, on one side, we have the French, which is correct, right? We have the French factions. But on the other side, we have the British Portuguese here, an Iberian kind of like peninsular army. And then behind them, we've got the other Portugal. Let's see. We've got, here they are. Here they are. Yeah, that was just more of the same army, I believe. Right here, we have Sweden. All right, so Sweden was definitely not on the battlefield of Waterloo. And then next to them, we have the UK Netherlands, which is, I guess, to Waterloo, that's pretty true. We got the Prince of Orange over here of Nassau. So, yeah, some British forces there. And then showing up in Prussia's place are the other Germans, the Austrians. Okay, all right. I know, they're not Germans, they're Austrians, but it's a joke. You get what I'm saying. So yeah, and they're showing up right away, it looks like. You can see they spawn over on the side of the battlefield. Now, this does start off very quickly as the French have pushed forward some scouting hussars. And right away, the forces from Huguemon are opening fire. The 71st Highland Lightfoot opening fire on the the French forces. Not really doing too much damage there. Just saying hello. You know, just a warm British welcome for the French as they lost one man. I mean, that's kind of tragic, you know, to be the one guy. He's like, c'est la vie, c'est la vie. But yeah, so they've got their forces set up over here, kind of watching. We do have more. Is this artillery just like strolling? They're straight up just like, okay, we've got generals here. Generals here. Are they firing at the general? Yeah. Now, are they landing hits? Probably not, because they're firing through a thick set of trees. I would be pretty surprised if they actually land any hits, but you would think the artillery would kind of veer off course a bit and create some distance between them and the settlement of Huguemon. Now over on this side, there's more French cav advancing forward. The French are just scouting. Oh, scouting very nonchalant, you know? Here we go. They're gonna charge in. They're going for something. They smell blood. Oh, they're going for the artillery, but are they actually going to be able to pull this off? This is going to be a tough maneuver right here because it's such a long distance. And they... Oh! Yeah! I think they did enough there. A quick maneuver. And amazingly enough, they pulled that off. The British should have sent in their cav a little bit sooner there to protect the artillery. But the French cav do break. If we look over on the other side of the battlefield, we sure enough have more French cav that are forget it. I don't even know what I was gonna say there. They've arrived. They've arrived here on the battlefield, and they are past the fog of war. We do have the French general over here, just kind of surveying the battlefield. And now the British are holding the walls of Huguemon, and they are opening fire at the advancing French infantry. Whew, that's spicy loud. And oh, look at this, the old guard, or a grenadier of some sort. They're the first ones to lead the way. We've got intense close combat inside the settlement of Huguemon. Now we have more forces advancing as well. They're coming to reinforce this push. And the brave British/Portuguese are holding this settlement as well as they can. And we've got another bayonet charge by the French. Absolute cinematic engagement. The British sending in some cav support, trying to maintain the walls of huguemon. I like the pinstriped pants. What a fight. And the British stand strong as the French advance. Now we've got a ton of French forces over on this side as well. And there they go, advancing. And they are about to take on Sweden, who's holding like the flank of huguemon. And we've got some artillery set up here. They need to hurry up and prep these guns because there are advancing infantry. Oh no, the guns are shooting at huguemon. All right, I'm hearing some yelling. Is that a cav charge? Infantry charge, most likely. So things are getting spicy quick in this battle, okay? And the Swedes are now opening fire on the artillery. What? Did you miss? I mean, for artillery, this is point blank. Looks like the artillery was firing at something else. The artillery is taking heavy losses, though. Yeah, they're firing at the defenses of huguemon. But over on the other side, let's see, the French have yet to kind of advance their infantry. We've got a couple units of infantry, but nothing yet. Most of the fighting is happening right here, where we've got, I believe, 2 French armies engaging this defensive position. And so far, the French are absolutely feeling it. Okay, they all right, I'll calm down. They're actually, they are definitely experiencing a lot of pain. This defense has gone pretty well for the British so far. What is this? Hold on, hold on. Oh, the house here. Now, there's multiple buildings in this location, but the house has been captured by the French grenadiers. Yes, the grenadiers have taken the building. La maison. But yeah, they are going to continue to fight for this location. Both sides not willing to give up. And things are getting wild over here. Do we've got a retreat? Oh, wow. An impressive cav charge by the Empress Dragoons. And they're just going to keep going. Look at them. They're like, where are you going, Swedes? So Sweden's got some shots on this cav. What is France doing? Create some distance. You're just asking to get shot. Oh, and then a cav charge. Look at this. The French are not paying attention. Sweden goes in for a cav charge. And I think it's going to be close. Both sides are breaking. I think France is gonna, maybe this might turn the tide of this battle. No, well, no, it's still really close. Oh, the French are breaking. They're trying to hang on. What unit is this? Oh, Life Regiment. So this is a very good heavy cav. This is an excellent win for Sweden as they destroyed 3 units of cav. But over here, their infantry is definitely experiencing some struggles. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. But so far, it's been a crazy matchup between these forces. We've got a bunch of French forces kind of shifting a little bit to the right because we have the British, Dutch. They are advancing upon the British. Oh, here we go. Upon the French, I should say. Here comes a nice little cav charge. Nope, nope, nope. I see. They were going in to protect the artillery. A nice aggressive play by the UK Netherlands, but it just doesn't happen because the French are on top of their game and they are protecting their artillery pretty well. Oh! And just to throw salt into their wounds, they get a good fire, a good shot onto the Cav that was potentially going to charge them, and do inflict some casualties on their unit. Now, the Austrians are still advancing towards the French as we speak, but we have not seen any fighting between France and Austria, but I'm sure that's going to change very soon. Let's go back over to the spiciest part of the battle where France is experiencing a beat down. My goodness, he's losing 3 units right out of the gate. Units breaking from the fight. The British are looking really good over here on this side of huguemon. Oh my goodness, look at the fight over here. Right in the heart of huguemon, there is a massive Cav charge. Going straight for the French, but they do form square behind the stone wall. You would think that's enough to maintain this position. It looks like it is going to be. Another building has been lost to the French Empire. The French hold on for dear life as they fight around this wall. Look at that. Imagine, just imagine walking through walls. Got some infantry behind supporting them as they advance. Is there reinforcements coming up for the French? It looks like they've got a couple reinforcements, but I feel like the French, well, it seems like they're making a lot of progress over here, but maybe not. I mean, Sweden has kind of recovered nicely. They've recovered nicely and are doing a good job. Oh wait, Cav charge. Off in the distance, really nice maneuver by the French as they charge into these Futeshargen Hingadingadargen. That's my best speaking Scandinavian languages. A Hingadargen. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. All right. Let's not pretend that English is a beautiful sounding language. You know? That's my favorite. I don't know why. You know, it's just like with the French, it's like baguette. It's the same thing for me. Hinga dinga durgan bergen. Anyways, a nice charge by the French Cav. Doing an excellent job of just absolutely just crushing Sweden here. And now they have some Cav behind enemy lines. But let's not forget, Sweden did a great job of destroying some French Cav forces. This is the famous unit that defeated 3 French Cav units. And they're now trotting their way over to the other side to deal with that French Cav unit that has done an excellent job of penetrating through the Hingadinga Durgan lines. No, the Swedish lines. No offense. Now we've got both forces over on this side lining up. Again, the fighting over here has been much calmer. The French, I mean, there's been a little bit of skirmishing between some forces, but nothing like massive going on here. Oh, what is this? Look at this. Austria. Sorry, that legit confused. Is he going for the general? Austria has sent a unit of Cav. Yes. He did not see this coming. The French map awareness this battle has been awful, and the general unit's like, you know, Sacre bleu. Come on. Yeah, they got snuck up on. Is that the death of a general or the breaking of a general? Yeah, the general is right here. Is this Napoleon? It doesn't. It might be. It might be. I think it is Napoleon. He's like, you know, what? Quoi? Pourquoi? Why? All right, so yeah, they got snuck up on. The French are now. Look at it. Now they're chasing down. Doesn't matter. Even if he loses this cav unit, mission accomplished. You just broke their general. So, voila. All right, now we have both parties falling back here. You notice this? Look at this. Oh, I see. The French have taken Huguemon. They have taken it for themselves, and I assume the British have just kind of like, okay, whatever, you can take it. We're gonna fall back to our nice little hill here and make that location not important. Not important. We've got Sweden. The Swedes still fighting pretty heavy on this far right flank. And the French are kind of getting beat. They're getting smashed. Not in the good way. They're getting wrecked. But more and more French infantry push forward. My question is, just kind of looking at this from a bird's eye view, I wonder if the French over here kind of went into the fog of war, like hiding in the trees. Is that why we can't see them? Because I mean, at first glance, it looks like the French were destroyed here, but they do have a unit in control of Huguemon. So I don't know if this was just a victory for the British and they're now maneuvering a bit over to help their allies. It doesn't appear to be that way. There was some ferocious fighting in Huguemon. No, it doesn't seem like that because now we have French reinforcements coming over. And, you know, I'm a little worried about Sweden here. The positioning of Sweden is definitely very risky because they're by themselves. Notice the gap here between the British and the Swedish. The French could easily take advantage of that gap and push through and split the two forces and cut off any reinforcements, which would obviously be the end of Sweden. But so far that has not happened. Now if we go back over to this front, over to this side of the battle, looks like the British kind of went for an aggressive move. They're now falling back. Some really great positioned artillery from the French. They positioned them in a great spot, you know, off to the side of the infantry, able to get some great shots on the army. Oh, yeah. That was excellent. Very cool. So just kind of shooting at a retreating force of British. And now over on this side, we have the opposite. We have the French kind of backing up a little bit as the Austrians advance upon their position. Oh my gosh, we've got another cav charge. Another cav charge from the French. And like I said, guys, they are taking advantage of that gap, and they are pushing a lot. Well, they just pushed some cav in there. I think they destroyed some artillery for Sweden that was positioned there that could have been pretty useful for Sweden, holding off the French. And then the French have now moved up from Huguemon, and they are ready to engage the British forces over on this side. And both parties are advancing dangerously close, guys. This is not going to be a pretty sight. This is going to be a very bloody, gruesome sight. You know, if this kind of stuff kind of grosses you out, you might want to look away. Could you imagine? This is not for the weak at heart. But yeah, they're going to fall back. That's a smart move right there. Honestly, if I'm the French here, I wouldn't even engage the British. I would just keep them at bay and send reinforcements to your ally and just finish off Sweden. Sweden still has their cav. Are they going to make a move here? Looks like they are. And they should break the French fairly quickly. This has been some very deadly cav. This cav is definitely they've definitely gotten their money's worth and more. Yeah, so they're gonna fall back. Great little push there. Little victories like that can change the total outcome of the battle. Very impressive, very impressive. Now we have multiple units of infantry shifting over a bit to the flank of the French. The French are now advancing forward, though. Again, I don't like... He's got him where he wants him. Sweden's just... He's been cut off. And I guess Sweden's just at the point where he's like, you know, I'm probably not going to get out of this battle alive, but I'm going to try to bring down as many Frenchmen as possible so my team could potentially win the overall battle. And that's what it appears it looks like is happening. The French have continued to push here. I don't like this push by the French. I think this battle is on their side, like time's on their side. Just wait and play a bit more defensively and wait for your ally to defeat Sweden, and once you do, take all the victorious French and maneuver them around. But the question is, are they gonna defeat Sweden? I mean, I don't know. Every time I think so, I look back over here and Sweden is kicking ass. Let's go to the other side of the battlefield, way far side of the battlefield, where things are getting weird over here. What is France doing? Oh my gosh, the carnage from the artillery hitting this unit. Yeah, they're maneuvering down more over this way. That's the other thing. Again, okay. Look at this. What I would do here is the French have all of the coalition forces cut off, right? If I'm France, again, do the same thing. Play defensive, send reserves over to your allies and overwhelm this part of the coalition force. Defeat them, regroup, and then come back and deal with the rest of the coalition troops. I think the French positioning here it's a really good place, but they're not taking advantage of it. It's just what it feels like. But again, I'm no expert. It's always easier said than done, you know, easier to say stuff like that. But when you're playing real time, I mean, I don't know, the French are kind of losing this. So I take that back. I mean, it looks like Sweden is doing just fine here, and they might actually push on the French after defeating this small French force. So really good job there, guys. Really good job from them. And the French are trying to gather, and the French are falling back over here. Look at this. Yeah, honestly, you might have to do that. Maybe if they can move quickly, these French forces that were taking on the British, if they can maneuver them over to this side, and that might be what they're doing. They've got to defeat one of these armies here soon, regroup, and deal with the British. And that's probably why we have some French forces over on this side as well. Oh, we got a death of a general. Kraken lost his general. Is that a French general? Yeah, enemy general. So that was a French general dead. So another French general gone. And now look at this massive push here by the Austrians and the British Netherlands. It's been a pretty back and forth battle, but I feel like the coalition is in a pretty good position here. Now, positioning, I was a little worried about them. But, you know, Sweden being cut off all the way on the other side of the battlefield could have been a problem, but Sweden is handling themselves just fine. They are duking it out. We've got a cav charge moving forward from the French, trying to protect their artillery, but don't fall back yet because there's another hussars unit. It looks like Dutch hussars. Hussarzen. Van Royal. Yeah, some Dutch hussars going in, killing the French artillery. Unfortunately, the French were not able to protect it. And the French are angry, so they countercharge with the Empress Dragoons. But look at this. They make a sandwich. They make a sandwich of Empress Dragoons around the Dutch. And that was an excellent charge right there between those two forces. And that literally, like, I felt like where did they go? Did they just all die? None of them broke? I mean, they just evaporated. It was like two cement walls slamming in and just turned whatever is in the middle of it into dust. Yeah, they're gone now. Oh my gosh. But they need to keep up the cav play. Because the infantry play, I feel like the French are losing the infantry battle. Let's go to the other parts of the battlefield. Oh yeah, this is getting really interesting. Oh, look at this. Look at this, the French. The French. And see, okay, that is, I will say, this is one gamble. When you split an enemy army into two, there is a big risk of getting attacked from two different sides. Now, the French have formed an L, which you can see right here, or a fish hook, whatever you want to call it. I guess you would need one. Anyways, it's an L shape, and that's a pretty good formation because the British were kind of falling into that trap because Sweden fell back. Rightfully so. I think he was regrouping, but what the British and the Swedes need to do is they need to push in together. Okay, they need to push in together and attack this position together to really cause a lot of chaos for the French. What the French need to do is, honestly, it's tough. Either fall back into huguemon and regroup, or push aggressively against one side and hope you can defeat it before the other side closes in. It's a tough situation. Over on this side, oh, lots of cav play going on. As the British, or I'm sorry, the French went in with the charge. The British are countercharging with the Scots Grey. Ah, the Scots Grey. I knew it was the Scots Grey just by looking at them. It's one of the coolest cav units in the history of military history. I've got the poster of the Scots Grey in my room. So cool. Great charge there, and they're gonna go for the infantry, guys. The Scots Grey aren't done yet. The French are, well, oh, and then oh my gosh. The Scots Grey, they're hungry for baguettes. And they are not going to stop until they get some baguettes. And they do finally come across a square, and they do break. But what a charge. What a charge by the Scots Grey. That's awesome. That was cool. And with that, the French army is in utter chaos. And the Austrian army is looking like a brand new force that have yet to see any combat. It looks like they're perfectly healthy. And just by the visual weight of this force. I mean, look, that's a thick force right there. All right, and that's so thick you got to double take. Like, hold up. That's a big army. And when I'm looking at France, it's looking pretty thin. It's looking pretty thin. So France might need to fall back and kind of use this building here. a bit of a defensive point. Oh no! Another enemy general has fallen, and that is in huguemon. Swedes! The Swedes are pushing. They're taking control of huguemon. That's so cool. Sweden is falling back over here. Oh, this is, guys, I think another general has fallen. Oh, in huguemon. In huguemon. Yeah, they've fallen, and the Swedish-British sandwich is closing in. The French find themselves in a very difficult situation, and all they can do now is either surrender or fight. The old guard do not surrender. Now, these are not old guard, that's for sure. But they still fight on. I mean, their numbers aren't bad here. I mean, they're getting shot in the back. They're not going to win, but they can definitely do some damage. And then over on this front, we're seeing some excellent play by the coalition. The French need to get their cav going here. It's kind of their last ditch effort to try to win this fight. We'll see. We'll see what they can do. I feel like a lot of these units can form square. I mean, honestly, what are you gonna do with the cav? Look at the French. They're mass like regrouping. They're constantly being pushed. Here comes a cav charge. Here we go. Oh, they're charging into more Dutch hussars. Nice counter charge by the French. They got to keep that going. They've got to like keep charging towards the artillery. I think they could have taken the artillery. God, the artillery sounds lovely. So loud. But no, they didn't. See, I think the French have to get aggressive here because hold on. Talk about aggression. Look at this. Bayonet charge. Nice little charge, and then they fall back. Okay, they're doing something. Here we go. The French going in with the Empress Dragoons. Come on, guys. Don't hesitate. Don't slow down. Oh, no, they form square. Oh. Damn you, British. Oh, no. Artillery just hit. I think that was friendly artillery. Yeah, just hit that Empress Dragoon. All right, let's zoom out of this fight. Let's get a bird's eye view. So the French are not looking great here on this side. As you can see from the hot air balloon perspective. Over on this side, well, we've got a decent push. Well, it's over. It's pretty much over. There's a couple French forces holding out in some small houses. But it's over for the French on this side. And now the coalition can regroup what they have and send them over. And because the coalition has been pushing back the French, this army doesn't have too far to go. I mean, there's artillery like right there. Oh yeah, massive. Look at this. Oh yeah. Holy moly. Austria going in with their cav, causing mass chaos. An entire army is breaking right now. So all that stands, all that's left of France is located right here. And all of the coalition force now converge on their position. And it's going to lead to a very bloody situation for the French. A very bloody last stand. Well, the Austrians are now moving in. They've got their army split in two. They've got one side directly taking on the French, and then they have the flank that obviously, well, they're flanking. And they're most likely going to engage the French on, well, the flank. We've got some Austrian cav moving up as well. Looks like they're daring to challenge the French. If they can destroy this French cav, which is really the only thing kind of protecting the artillery from the cav. And, oh, look at those black horses. So cool. And now they are free to do whatever they want with this cav. And they most likely are going to do that. I think at this point, guys, like, just a massive charge from the cav. Maybe even throw in the infantry. Like, it's dunsies. It's over. Because I'm looking around and I don't really see... Like, I keep hoping like Gandalf at dawn will show up with a bunch of French forces, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And the British are still somewhat fighting for Huguemon. The remnants of France continue to fight on. Look at look at this. Like, we may have lost the battle, but we will not lose the war. Bro, what are you talking about? This is literally Waterloo. It's over. Ah, merde. And there you have it, guys. Shots being fired. And this truly is the last stand of the French in this battle. This is a cursed battlefield for the French. And here goes the kill. The nail in the coffin, some would say. Instantly breaking a huge wing of the army. And now they maneuver over to the other side. And yep, more and more continue to fall. And at that point, guys, I mean, it's fair to just charge. Oh, yeah, look at the mass break. And I think at that point, guys, it's clear that this is over. So we'll kind of fast forward as we assess this battle. So I think the French, I mean, I almost feel like they got a little too aggressive there at Huguemon. Like, they lost a lot of men as they just advanced forward. I think they did have a good opportunity to finish up Sweden. I think what they should have done was, as soon as they saw the British backing up to this hill, like, they backed up to this hill. What they should have done was not pursue, maybe keep like a rear guard in case the British come back, but send most of the forces combined to take on Sweden. Once they took on Sweden, then consolidate forces and take on the British. I think that would have been a better situation than just like going after the British and kind of fighting their position. Look at this massive charge. Yeah, it's clear it's over. It's clear as rain right here. But yeah, it's over. So this was a fun fight though, a bit more decisive than usual battles, but you know, sometimes it's really fun to watch a really clean, decisive battle. But there were some great plays by the French as well, some great cav plays from the French that were, you know, they were really impressive maneuvers, like the one cav charge where the French charged in, defeated some infantry, some artillery, ended up behind the coalition. It was really good, but unfortunately, it was not enough. And now what's left are the French. What's left here are the French holding this petite maison, petite maison. Oh, my French is terrible. But yeah, they're holding this small house, and obviously they're not gonna hold it forever. So we'll go ahead and get to the end results. All right, folks, there you have it. That's gonna be the end results. Here is all the players. This was sent in by Piper. I want to give him a big shout out for sending in this battle replay. This was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So don't forget to like the video, share, subscribe, leave a comment. That all adds up. It does help the channel. I do appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time on the battlefield.